here, but definitely got a little bit of bit.
Talk about it if you want, you know.
Definitely got a little bit of bit, you know. Definitely got a little ETH, you know. And you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, Bank of America, I don't know if it's cutting it for me anymore.
Just like your savings account, your general,
yeah,
your Papa's savings account.
Yeah, I don't think Bank of America is cutting it. Chase won't do it. Won't do what I tell it to do.
Okay.
They won't give me a credit card. So I mean, I think I'm just gonna have to go all crypto.
I've heard a lot of people struggling with Chase even when they're trying to get into the crypto stuff.
Yeah. Chase is weird, you know, and Chase, I think J.P. Morgan, you know, Jamie Dimon, those guys are trying to create like their own crypto service anyway on the blockchain.
Sure.
So that's probably why.
Well, they're not going to be into it until they're into it themselves. But I'm sure that most of these major players are pretty into it by now.
Yeah.
It just shows how novice we are with this conversation.
Right. And those Chase guys, Chase is like, I see him as like one of the most advanced banks, at least the people who like get it more than a lot of the others.
Yeah.
Because instead of their CEOs are like in their 50s instead of their 90s. You know, I feel like they're more progressive and, you know, they're everywhere. There's a lot of Chase banks here in LA, actually, come to think of it.
Yeah, there's one on every corner.
Like almost like I feel like they're almost, if you think about it, you can follow a Chase bank and there's usually a Starbucks next to one. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
They kind of like follow all the Starbucks locations. It's weird.
Yeah, they use these like geographic indicators where to plant stores.
Yeah.
And they really systematically targeted just corners.
Yeah.
You can tell they're on the same block.
Yeah.
That's how it was with Wells Fargo's in Minnesota.
Oh, really?
But Wells Fargo's just aren't as predominant out here.
That makes sense. Yeah, because that's what Starbucks did like the whole time. They always like targeted specific places for a reason, and then Chase was like, "We don't have to do our research; just follow them."
Right.
So I think that's really funny. Starbucks are everywhere, but I mean, they've been everywhere. That's a whole different conversation for a whole different day. Anyway, this is Smart and Mild.
Smart and Mild.
Anybody?
Live from LA.
Yeah. I know we're just talking about full nonsense, but we're just saying, like, you know, we're trying to put our money in positions, trusted institutions, you know, not these banks and people that are just gonna take you know, use 12% of your money in interest rates, but actually only give you like 0.01%.
Yeah, we're safety net guys like Dogecoin.
Yeah, Dogecoin,
Ethereum, XRPs.
Yeah. You know, all of it. So,
and we don't have to necessarily know what it even does or means in order for us to feel pretty secure in this space now.
Yeah. I think, you know, when you see the percent go up, we put it in there. We see it go down, we put it in there. You know, that's all we do. You're
just always plug and play.
I'm always just putting it in there. You know what I mean? So, wherever it goes, you know, put it in. That's all I'm saying. So we're sipping. What we're sipping today?
You ended up getting me some like Mind Freak stuff.
Yeah, Mind Freak stuff. This is like a lemonade. Basically helps you with our brain power a little bit. Usually we do other types of supplements. Usually we do some type of cocaine type of thing. But this time we're doing actual real,
right?
You know, brain oil supplement, MCT oil, lemonade stuff.
I always like to play around at Erewhon and just find random things.
Yeah, Erewhon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's scary what they allow to come out of that door sometimes.
Yeah. Because the last time on the episode you were on Mudwater.
I was on Mudwater.
And then before we were on a coffee shop that will not be named.
Mm-hmm.
Will not be named. We took it to the courts. We're not gonna talk about that. Right. Our former sponsor.
But Hair Razor Coffee out of Santa Barbara.
I mean,
despicable.
I mean, we asked them to promote our stuff, and they said like what? Basically,
because they gave you a car once. We drove it too fast.
Right.
And then they pulled it out. One music video, you jump on a hood and you start dancing.
And then they want to get mad. And then they're like, hey, like, we don't know if we want your stuff on your pod. And I'm just like, you know what?
What do you expect the Chiro God to do?
Yeah. Like,
you're a TikTok legend.
What do you expect me? You expect me to just stand there with your coffee? Like, you want me to be energetic. That's exactly what the coffee's about.
Yeah, you can't expect to put the Chiro God on a little bit of hardcore coffee.
No.
Absolutely the best coffee.
Yeah. It is pretty great. And we're not going to lie.
But we don't mess with them. Huge issues.
Yeah, we're still in the courts for that. Anyway.
So, what's been coming across your desk this week?
Dude, U.S. officials, I mean the U.S. people, whatever. I don't know why we call them health officials and we have heavy names for them. Basically say that fully vaccinated people don't need to wear masks outdoors anymore. And unless they're in a big crowd of strangers.
It's really good to hear.
I mean, that statement basically still makes no sense. But, I mean, it's good to hear that we can, vaccinated people can be free.
And they also did say in one of the same statements in the same little card,
yeah,
that you can walk outside with no mask when you're alone.
Right. which is
not crowded street. We're just talking rural.
Yeah, because you don't want to give coronavirus back to yourself, right? Because before you were doing that. That's why you couldn't walk outside by yourself if you weren't vaccinated.
Yeah, I just got sick this weekend. Had
shit.
coronavirus. What was it? 2 months ago now?
Yeah, 2 months.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, "Well, you got coronavirus probably the second time
again.
Like I'm an anomaly."
Right.
I feel like I have a fairly large ego, but at the same time, I don't feel like I'm that incredible. Where I'm going to be one of one statistic.
Yeah.
That actually gets it twice.
And
then within 2 months. But the sickness that I got this weekend was way worse than COVID.
Really?
Oh, it hurt.
I didn't even know you were sick this weekend.
Yeah, I was down and out. It took me out.
Crap, man. What exactly happened? Did you eat something bad or what happened?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I was just. It was honestly a lot of COVID. A lot of COVID symptoms.
Really?
Drained. Body aches.
But you seem fine now. Like, it's weird.
I'm fine. Yeah. Had a higher temperature than I did when I had COVID.
Did you get like the mini COVID? Like it seemed like you got the espresso version of COVID.
Well,
like,
that's I was thinking for a second, like, oh, like this is that South African COVID. It's different.
Yeah.
Bussin', as the
yeah.
little kids say.
Yeah.
But
respectfully, my G, yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my weekend. It felt good. So I've overcame, I think this is my third or fourth bout of COVID, only one to be identified by medical professionals.
Interesting. So like now that you got the bodies and you got the bodies twice, do you think your body will like be able to identify corona the next time and be able to stop it? Or do you think you still need to go get the vaccination?
Well, as a science denier in the public eye, I have this weird theory that our body has this thing called like an immune system.
Okay.
And it's actually like a living, breathing organism that lets in, like, once it recognizes negative things, it actually builds like other little warrior cells to be able to combat that next time that it comes.
It's like an ex-girlfriend's brain. Yeah.
And so my body has the PTSD cells,
right,
of knowing what crazy looks like,
right,
and it goes, we don't want that. We've seen that. Get out. So that's obviously that's denying science. That has no justification in the reality of headlines right now.
Right.
It's just a wild theory. Call it like a scientific hypothesis.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should be calling you Joe Rogan. I mean, we should be calling you because you're giving advice, outside of the doctors and telling people not to get vaccinated. So or you're. I mean, like, let's just play the devil's advocate. Let's say you're Joe Rogan. Let's say I am Twitter right now, right? Are you telling me that you know more than the doctors?
No, I'm just saying, based on my previous understanding of what doctors had told me.
Yeah.
Every minute of my life before the last 6 months, that's how our bodies work.
Okay.
However,
right,
my brain only logically was able to understand and accept that theory probably about like later in high school, where it actually could frame that and go, oh,
right,
okay, like that's interesting, like that's so cool. Like
right.
Usually that's why we get vaccines. We get like a little bit of the virus,
right.
And then it's a kind of a fire drill. So then when the real thing comes, it's like, oh, we've already seen a mimicked version of this. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Except with this, obviously, this anomaly, they didn't want to do the mimicked version. They wanted to do something else.
Right.
Because generally during catastrophes, don't do what works.
No.
You should always try to rework the wheel.
Yeah, don't do what works. Do what the fear mongers say you should do. So I do have a question. So are you saying that the immune system and the coronavirus vaccine basically work a similar way in your body of recognizing something and stopping it?
Unfortunately, the vaccine just gives you the power to be able to overcome it when it comes, right?
Okay.
So like usually the vaccine actually gives you a little bit of the virus.
Right.
But yes, from my understanding, it seems as though getting the virus itself would actually protect you more from the virus than
the vaccine.
The vaccine.
Right.
With Johnson & Johnson, which is a family company, is 67% effective.
Right.
However, you can be in a crowded group. Someone takes off their mask, say, "Hey, I got the vaccine. I have Johnson & Johnson."
Yeah.
And I go, "Cool. fine, you're
You
vaccinated.
probably gave
and
me the vaccine.
And I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But then I can say, oh, I got the virus, and they go, if you want something true, you should probably get that Johnson & Johnson's company, a family company vaccine.
Yeah. I mean,
it is mind-blowing.
Yeah, it is mind-blowing. So you're basically saying your immune system is more protective of the vaccine than Johnson & Johnson, a family company vaccine. Did I say that right? Your body is more effective toward the virus than the Johnson & Johnson, a family company, vaccine is to your body.
You got to realize.
Yeah.
I am a mild guy talking about smart things.
Hey, that's what we're here for.
That means that I'm not smart. It means that like this. So this is a good actually example of this. My hat is where my brain, it can't get to this smart. It's like it's accessible.
Right under it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't get there.
Mm-hmm.
It's capped.
Right.
And so smart is right above where my knowledge is capped.
So the reality is, we're saying is, we're two mild guys. We don't know. We're two mild guys talking about smart things. Is what we're saying.
And from everything that I've heard,
mm-hmm.
and this is only episode 16. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, and anywhere else you like to get your podcast.
Yeah. If you think this is bad, you should say episode 13. Go ahead.
Yeah, coming to you live every Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Yep.
Sometimes 6:30. And so based on my small brain,
yeah, that
was the conclusion I came to.
Got it.
Disrespectful.
And because this is what happens when we have guys, including myself, that we go to high school, we go to college, and then we don't pay attention, and then we go past that. We get that the doctors and the guys they go past that and they get their medical degrees and they go to Biola and all that shit, and then they learn about all this doctor stuff. But like, we as mild guys talking about smart things, we are okay with saying that, listen, our 4th grade education about viruses is 100% okay, and I think we are going to use that for the rest of our lives in thinking that, like, our bodies will be able to take care of the virus. I think it's 100% real. I think what you're saying is 100% truthful.
That's how sick my brain is.
Right.
I'm saying how corrupt. I actually think that I have a level of comfortability that I can smile, engage with people, and think that I'm safe after I have this vaccine.
Right.
After I have the virus.
Right.
Sorry. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
And then honestly, I actually agree with Joe Rogan, where it seems as though if you are a healthy, able-bodied person, this virus might not hurt you as bad as you think. Especially once after grandma and grandpa get the vaccine.
Right.
Grandma and grandpa need the vaccine.
They need it.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I am not fighting it.
They totally need it. But like, if you're healthy and you're young and you eat your bananas, I think you should be fine.
Yeah.
Unless you get COVID, then you're not. So what we're saying is, hey,
we're basically demons.
Yeah, we're basically demons. But okay, in all seriousness, we're joking around, but like, what I'm actually kind of pissed about is, the U.S. government is not like mandating the coronavirus vaccine to anyone, but like, now jobs are, like, plane companies might, like, if you don't get the vaccine, you don't have the vaccination card, you might not be able to work certain jobs, which is crazy. That's right. Like, that's limiting.
Well, we were excited for the comedy store to open. I like trying to go to the open mics. That's just an enjoyable hobby for me. Mm-hmm. And you have to, within 3 days of ever going there, you have to prove that you've been negative.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, imagine like going to the comedy store and you'd be like, oh, I forgot to get tested 3 days ago. Like, oops. Like,
well, I'm just gonna have to get tested every single week.
Right. So but say you're not even like in the field of like entertainment, and then you're just like, oh, I gotta get tested for no reason now, just so I can go to the comedy store.
Well, I'm getting tested after I've had the virus.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
can prove that it's out of my system.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I mean, it is what it is, but that's where we moved on to.
No passports for the people that actually had to deal with it.
No. I mean, yeah.
Am I a victim? I'm a we are victim shaming.
A little bit, but that's okay. I mean, there's sometimes a little victim shaming is okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So what? So I want to know, first of all, say what's up to Cat Dog Zero. What's good? How you doing? Oh, Ragala. Hey, how you doing? We're feeling good. All we're saying is, if you have the vaccine, you already got it, you're good, unless you have the Johnson & Johnson family company one. But if you don't, apparently you're fine too, or maybe you won't. Maybe you're gonna die. Maybe you won't. Who knows?
Yeah. And don't come to us for advice.
No, don't come to us. Don't come to Joe Rogan. They're gonna cancel us later on for this.
Mhm.
We just want to say what's on our mind, and if you don't agree with us, then hey, it's really on you.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. So, I don't know if you heard about some more crazy shit that's going on in this world. It's funny how like 2020 was like a level of crazy, but like now we're like 2021, and like we didn't like acknowledge like the level of crazy last year yet. We're just like moving past it, and we're just like, yeah, like Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather are fighting in like May 8th. Like we're just like, yeah, like that's okay. Like
potentially the best boxer
ever is fighting a YouTuber, but like
which he's not fighting like Mike Tyson.
No.
So it's not like best ever. But however, living only a little out of his prime.
Right, and we gotta understand, like, Floyd Mayweather's like 40, 50, he fought like 140 pounds, probably weighs like 150, 160 now, but like Logan Paul is like 170, 180, getting ready to fight this guy for money. Like, we're past the point of like, rankings, welterweight, promotion belts, like all this shit. We're just like, we'll just fight somebody because celebrity and money.
What if he just like suplexes him like Thug Rose went down before her last fight, which she crushed? She did amazing.
I mean, Rose Namajunas sent Zhang Weili back to like the west side of China. She just like sent her ass all the way. I mean, that was brutal. I mean, let's talk a little bit about that because we're talking about sports. We saw. Did you see the last Zhang Weili fight against?
I'm looking at you, and I've honest to God never heard that name in my life.
Okay, so Zhang Weili was the Chinese girl that was fighting over this weekend. She was fighting
Thug Rose.
She was fighting Thug Rose.
Yeah,
Rose Namajunas.
I watched that fight.
But her
man, how did I pick up on her name?
Yeah, Zhang Weili was she fought. Oh my God, I forgot the other girl's name. But it was a great fight. Right before coronavirus went down, it was awesome. So Zhang Weili is a really good fighter. Like she will mess people up.
Yeah, but she got clunked.
She would jack people up. But what's interesting is like I was seeing her coming out. And I don't think she's not used to getting booed. Like she's used to like people like accepting her, like I'm the China fighter, and everyone's like, yay, right? And then like, and that was the whole point of the promotion. They wanted to promote all the Chinese fighters in the UFC card to basically promote the UFC for China.
Oh, that makes sense.
We're seeing all these fighters, and then she was like basically one of the headliners to go. And I mean, to see her get knocked out like that, like my God, that doesn't really do well for your country.
And like watching Thug Rose's last fight, it looked like she died.
No, I thought Thug Rose was done for, and she basically retired from that because she was like, that was pretty scary, and we all understood, like, hey, listen, like you got dropped in your neck, like my God. So
she came back. Family and stuff.
Yeah, she got a family, she got a boyfriend, husband, all this stuff. But like anyway, Rose Namajunas comes in like, I'm the best, fucking whoop to the neck, just.
Why
zero.
Is it that like?
I love it.
There's a little tickle that happens when you're like,
because it's crazy to see a fight happen like when you just see that. I think we all kind of want to see like that one hit just smack. Like we all kind of wanted to see it.
That is so disgusting.
Isn't that crazy? And then we're seeing like two human beings in a cage fighting each other, like there to hurt each other. Don't get me wrong, they're signed up to do it. Yeah, they're paid to do it.
Pretty good money.
Yeah, pretty good money. Like except for the people that are not getting paid good money. That's sad. But
are those females getting paid good money?
The top girls are for sure. Zhang Weili is, Rose Namajunas is.
I'm guessing there's a wage gap.
But the girls in like the preliminary like card, like not shit. They're probably still working at Denny's, like still getting knocked the fuck out. Like and it's that's sad and depressing. But anyway, Rose Namajunas like straight up like sets her up,
clunk, like
waits for because Zhang Weili is like to throw these front kicks, right? You can tell Rose is waiting for it, waiting, check in. Fucking threw that leg up straight to the neck, put her lights out. Just
didn't take long.
Ding ding. The first round, and I've never seen Zhang Weili go down like that ever. Like not even punch hurt, nothing.
The ground and pound shit too.
Like. So to see that, yeah, she's like ding 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 ding. I mean, like rung her like a bell, and then to see like Zhang Weili come back up, she's like, what happened? What happened? Like that wasn't right. That was sad to see because when you get knocked out, you don't know what the hell happened.
I didn't get hit.
Yeah, like what happened? The same thing happened with Jorge Masvidal. He's like, what happened? What happened? So I think there's a combination of factors that happen because Zhang Weili, she's not used to getting booed. Big fight, first time fans came back into the crowd and they're like booing you, and you're just like, that. It has to do something to your psychology. Like it has to slow you down or motivate you, one of the two, a little bit.
Is it just because Thug Rose is such the people's champ?
No. She is. It wasn't necessarily like a racist thing, you know. But I know.
Oh, but it was a racist thing.
People were talking about that like on Twitter, but it kind of was. Like it wasn't,
Okay.
but it was. Because like yes, Rose Namajunas is American. Yes, Rose Namajunas is loved. But yes, that was Jacksonville, Florida. And yes, she was from China. I'm sorry, but it's the reality. And
is the UFC like that where there is booing?
Yeah.
Okay, because Conor McGregor would get booed or cheered.
Now he would probably get booed.
Okay.
So it's interesting. Like depends on the day, time, whatever. But if he goes to like fights in overseas in the over Atlantic, he would probably get cheered.
So back to the Paul brothers, which is my favorite fighters.
I mean, right now
I love the whole like I saw Andrew Schultz talking about how he hated Jake Paul's thing.
Yeah.
He hated the whole Thriller event. Triller. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
for me, that is awesome.
Yeah.
As this very, very novice viewer in boxing. I do actually buy a lot of the pay-per-view stuff.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I know what's going on. And I won't know everybody's name. But when it comes to putting on like a sideshow, these Paul brothers are amazing at it.
I gotta give it to them. I mean, and to create that promo, create that backing of people wanting to see you get knocked the fuck out. Like, I mean,
but this Floyd Mayweather, this isn't a sideshow anymore.
No, this is a big show.
But can he could just clunk him like that.
Yeah,
you can't.
I mean,
or just bop him, bop him on the head.
But remember, this is not Jake Paul. This is not the younger brother. This is the big brother, Logan Paul.
But the idea has always been that Logan's been a better fighter than Jake.
I don't think we know yet, right? Because we always seen Jake Paul fight. We haven't seen too much of Logan Paul's fight yet. He only fought not the KSI guy. Yeah. He fought this other guy a long time ago, but like this was a long time ago.
Yeah, he fought KSI twice, right? Mm-hmm. I think lost so. Once.
No, won both. Logan Paul.
No, he's 0-2.
Jake Paul is not he won all his fights.
Logan hasn't won a fight.
God,
am I wrong with this?
Are we tripping out here? Reddit, can you help us out? Like, if we can you help us out here?
So we're one of your nation's leading podcasts and giving you accurate, up to the date, the quickest information possible on all of your most important TikTok, environmental, governmental policies, all information, everything news, and everything hot topics.
Yeah. So it looks like Logan Paul is actually 1 of 1.
He's 1 of 1.
1 of 1. Yeah.
1 of 1 gets to get a match with Floyd. This thing got pushed off a little bit. There was some confusion of why it got pushed off for a while. Some of that hesitancy could have been because they couldn't get enough bodies behind it. They were like concerned about the steam, the promotional steam of it.
Yeah, and that makes sense because it seems like they followed right after the Jake Paul fight. So I think they probably want to see like how it would go, how it would be received. And also like having fans back in the place. This is post the UFC event going down in Jacksonville, Florida. So they probably it seemed like the timing of it. It seemed like they just wanted to know like how these events would go, and then they posted it saying like, okay, screw it, we'll do it.
Is this a Vegas thing?
I think so.
So it's doing Floyd Mayweather,
fans,
MGM, like all the old school, maybe even Caesars.
Yeah, pay per view, the whole thing. And that's gonna be interesting. I mean, we'll see how that goes. But I mean, I'm not paying for it. I know you might, so I might come to your place to watch it. But like you paid for the other one. I was like, why are you doing that? We have the streaming link, but
they bogged it down. They figured it out.
They did bog it down, and that's what they do. But I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, sometimes you find a good link and you have to pay for shit. I don't pay for any of those things. I refuse to give money to Jake and Logan Paul just because. I mean, my goodness. But anyway, I mean,
I'm a Logan Paul fan.
Logan Paul fan. I mean, the craziness just continues, just coming right back to here in California because we have to continue talking about what's going on with our governor situation. Gavin Newsom is still in a recall vote. I was listening to a podcast about it today, and it seems like Gavin Newsom. Who knows if he's gonna get recalled? We doubt it because he opened everything back up. Because Gavin Newsom it's
not like open though, but it's not bad.
Yeah, but once that whole recall vote came into place, all of a sudden Gavin Newsom's like, I guess you could open everything up. Yeah. I guess you could open up the football stadiums. I guess you could open up all the shit. And then all of a sudden everyone's happy, and then now you're just like, maybe this guy's not too bad. Like you're not as mad. No one is mad anymore. I don't see no one nearly as many tents outside talking about recall Gavin Newsom anymore.
Right.
I only saw when everyone was pissed at Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
So I mean, to see
it's gonna get dicey though when they scoop up all the homeless in the next 120 days.
You will see how that goes.
That'll
right?
be different.
But they say they proposed a budget in L.A.
to house everybody.
In L.A., not anywhere else. To house everyone, but we'll see how that goes. I mean,
they're gonna scoop everybody up 120 days and see how it goes because not everyone's gonna go to the house, and now they have justified reason for why you can scoop up.
Right.
And it's gonna get weird.
Right, and all of a sudden the cops have more trucks and more guns than ever, and you're like, where did that money go? And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I have M16s now instead of M4s. It's like this is what happens all the time. So
Venice Beach gonna get a haircut.
Yeah, Venice cut, and then they'll be back.
Getting lined up.
And yeah, so Venice Beach is gonna get cleaned up. Echo Park's already in the process of getting cleaned up. What's that other big lake?
Skid Row.
Silver Lake.
Silver Lake.
Silver Lake. I went to Silver Lake. It's actually not bad at all. It's actually almost nothing happening.
Because that's a reserve. It's like harder to get to that, right?
Yeah, there's houses there. They're like nothing really. Not really any homeless situations happening in Silver Lake. Echo Park, bad. They already like cleaned it out and cleaned up. What do you? Not even Culver City. I mean, have you seen Culver City in general? Like bad. With homeless situation,
yeah,
like in Culver City.
The drive from I feel like from Westwood to Venice, that whole like corridor is
brutal.
I mean, there's just a lot of folks that are chilling.
When I get here off the 10 freeway and I go down Venice Beach to get here, I'm like, whoa! Like under the freeway, under the 405, I was like, holy shit! Like there's like a whole blown community living under the 405 and the 10,
right?
On Venice Beach. So
that's where I have like empathy and compassion, and then. I don't know what you're supposed to do. I feel like that's one of those things that California, in a weird way, the state asked for it, but then I would never say that people who are homeless asked for it.
Right.
Because everything's situational, but this isn't. It's a hard thing to fix.
Yeah.
You gotta be. It's a weird situation when you let something get so rampant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it there's a couple things there, right? Because you let it get so rampant. Okay. We'll go back to that in a second. But it happened. It is what it is right now. But what do? You provide all these houses, more of the houses that are already there. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Then you got to get people in there. But then like not everyone wants to go straight up. Like you talk to a lot of homeless people and they're just like they're happy where they are. They don't want to be moved into these situations.
It's more nomadic around like Venice.
Yeah, and then nomadic and they different drug situations and different things like that. And so that happens, and then you'd be like, okay, well, but you have to get off the streets. So like then they're gonna start like forcing people off the streets, and then that's bad because then you're like moving people forcibly, and sometimes people getting arrested when they're not supposed to, and you're destroying people's property, and
right,
and it gets real messy really quick.
So Garcetti's been hit with that issue. Newsom doesn't seem to be getting hit with that issue as much. Where it's more localized.
Yeah, it's more
attention.
It is more localized.
But California has its own pandemic in itself with that stuff.
Yeah.
I think Newsom goes.
Really?
I think it can happen.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, so here's a funny thing, right? So like I was looking at the people that he's going up against, right? And it's like some like former mayor of Louisiana, former mayor of Arizona, former this, former that, and then Caitlyn Jenner, like.
But Caitlyn Jenner's got some legs, like Olympic-sized legs, in order to get this to the finish line.
An Olympic-sized dick. I mean, so I think we're gonna back Caitlyn Jenner. I think that's what
I think I'm down with it.
I think we've came to a position that like we're saying like, you know what, Caitlyn Jenner is our gal. Caitlyn Jenner is going to be the face or makeup of California. Caitlyn Jenner is gonna like hold her. We're gonna
How is the left over here going to deal with a Republican who's post-op, who's now a female? Like that is going to be a wild. Like, how do you toe this line? Of saying she's unauthentic, doesn't deal with what it feels like to be like this, playing the whole like Kardashians don't deserve empathy,
just senior,
but then saying like everybody matters.
Yeah. I mean, listen, like, how can you not go for Caitlyn Jenner, right?
She's ostracized at this point, though.
But
they're already setting it up. They've been setting this up for a while.
Let's think of the positives, right? All positives, right? Caitlyn Jenner is a man-woman. Huge, you know what? Basically Olympic athlete, Republican.
American hero
For the people, rich, wealthy, Good for the Republicans.
Has some of the most incredible seed ever. It might be Satan's seed, but incredible seed.
Their family has done more for the California tax code and California tax dollars than Gavin Newsom has. You know, I mean, my God, like think about like the money that all the Kardashians has produced combined.
I mean, any TikToker can't hate Kim.
No,
she started the industry.
You can't even touch Kim. Like you can't even that's your great grandmother. Like that's like your ancestry.
But it's your Michael Jordan. Like this started the whole setup.
Right. And so like what are you gonna do there? And then like your whole family has produced more money for the economy than you have ever even dreamed of. And all of a sudden like I just think like there's so much good to be made here. You know what I mean? And coming against Gavin Newsom, against all the fucked up shit that Gavin Newsom has done. I mean, it's like when we elected Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, why not? You know, why not just let him roll it?
Yeah.
You know, see what they can do.
And like their family has kept drug dealers off the street. Lamar Odom, they've kept him off the street for a few years.
Got people
here and there, sometimes in and out, but like.
Right.
How many people can say, "Hey, I'm willing to let a methed out drug person come into my home, and we're gonna fend for their rights,
right,
and bring them in safe."
Put Kanye West into counseling. I mean, Kanye West has done so much better since he's joined the Kardashians.
He found God.
He oh my God, like he's done so much good. I mean, the kids. I mean, the house guys. They did so much for the Mercedes G-Wagon brand. I mean, my God. So I just think that like. There's just so much good to be made, and why not? You know, if no one likes Gavin Newsom, he's going into restaurants with no mask on after he tells you to put your mask on. At least Caitlyn Jenner's gonna be like, we don't like the gay people, we don't like LGBTQ, even though I'm gay and LGBTQ, even though I won't put a dick back on or take my dick off or whatever. But like I am, you know, for trans rights. Listen, I'm just saying, like at least Caitlyn Jenner is telling you the truth and giving you what you want.
Do you think all of her daughters are gonna ultimately support the campaign? Because that's like,
why not?
Because the press is gonna be against it, but her daughters and that army is deeper than the press could ever touch.
Right.
They are the press around here when it comes to marketing, branding, anything like lifestyle.
Right. I mean, you can't touch them. That's what I'm saying. It's just like. No other person in the lineup that are running against Gavin Newsom right now, I mean, is better than Caitlyn Jenner. So I'm just saying, let's give it a shot. Why not? We're back. Caitlyn Jenner, we're backing you all the way.
And that's California and LA doing their thing.
That's California, LA, San Francisco combined doing their thing. You know,
slinging their thing.
Yeah. And if no one supports Caitlyn Jenner, I will.
Yeah.
Okay. So and then eventually, we're gonna run against her. After
you are going to run against her.
After
I'll be your campaign manager.
Yeah, after this, yeah.
But bet on Caitlyn.
Bet on Caitlyn.
This is like literally telling people the Dogecoin 18 months ago is going to pop off.
Yeah, and
Caitlyn Jenner is going to pop off.
And they didn't believe it. And like, and then Elon Musk became the Doge father. Like it's trending on Twitter now. I am the Caitlyn father.
And there's only one negative about Caitlyn.
Yeah,
she's a murderer.
She murders her. It is
Dude,
what it is.
Get past it.
Get past the hitting of the truck. Get past the murder. Like, it's fine, okay? Like,
get past that.
Everybody murders someone with the truck sometimes, you know? It is what it is. We, as Christians, will give... It's okay. We will forgive Caitlyn Jenner, okay?
And it's not murder if you're in a Humvee and you have a freaking awesome ATV on the back.
No.
It's the American dream.
It's not murder if you're mid-transition, you haven't put your dick back on yet. How are you supposed to identify who you are? Like on the police report, you'd be like male, female. I don't know. You can't. The police report just didn't even get written up. They're like, I give up. I quit.
That's what's so difficult about this. Like we're joking about it. It's not very easy to know what happened.
No.
It was a cover up job from the jump.
We're sure, yeah.
So she maybe didn't murder at all. Maybe we're just two assholes.
Yeah.
Ripping into somebody, throwing the first stone.
Yeah.
We're not throwing the first stone. The Kardashians be getting all the stones. They actually eat stones.
Yeah, I mean
that's their breakfast.
Yeah,
it's their energy.
I mean, shit. So yeah, it does give them energy, and then when they don't have any more stones, they create one. So I think it's interesting. You ever notice that all the Kardashians, like as soon as like you stop thinking about one of them, like they pop up with some shit, you know? Like
they're the best marketers of all time.
like I just recently like stopped thinking about Khloe Kardashian, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, my body, yeah." I don't know what she said. It's like something about like, "Oh, this time I didn't Photoshop my body on the picture."
Or her assistant, outed her by sending a photo out over Instagram that was unedited, and she wasn't happy about it, so she brought it back.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which everybody does.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody does it. I actually appreciate the Kardashians. I only rip on them because like that's part of the sport. I think they play into it. If I didn't think they were making this a part of the rules, they are like the Pauls. Yeah, they actually built this program way before the Paul brothers built this program.
I mean, they're female Pauls, right? They do that, and then like it's weird. Like at least the Pauls would be like, you know, when you criticize them, they're like, yeah, well, fuck you back. You know, the Kardashians are like, oh, you hurt my feelings.
That's what's like. Caitlyn's the only Kardashian with real scandal after the whole OJ thing. Like OJ thing, that there was the Kardashians obviously kind of got to the limelight through that just salacious headlines of the OJ trial. Whole America watched. It sounds like Rob Kardashian wasn't really about it by the end, but he actually formed the team. Right. And then but they're in that limelight kind of like Justin Bieber, where everybody hates them, but hates them for what? Yeah, exactly. I mean, you hate them for being successful, essentially. Hating on stunting on you hosts. You hating them not doing what they did, or hating them just saying you could. I feel like a lot of people hate on them because they're sitting back on their couch and be like, "Oh, I could have done that," and then didn't and never did. There's a lot of people that are just like, "I could have done that." Right. Got Gonzoto in the house.
Gonzoto, is that who I think it is? Gonzoto might be a friend of ours.
Oh, really?
It might be a friend of ours. Say yes or no if we think of who we
got Gonzoto in the house.
We think it is. We think who we think it is, but we're not quite sure. Or maybe you're not, and we're having saying hello, good friend. So yeah, man. Yeah, we just think we're backing Caitlyn Jenner through and through. So yeah. I don't know. You know, speaking of Caitlyn Jenner and being a mom, I mean, Mother's Day is coming up. It's coming up real soon.
When is it?
May, not this weekend, but the weekend after.
Whoa, that's coming real fast.
Yeah, man. So I mean, did you get anything from your mom?
I have time.
Yeah, you got time. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Mother's Day is the.
Oh, we got Kenny in the place.
9th. Yeah, 9th.
There he is.
There you go, Kenny. What's up, man? How you doing? Oh, that's the boy we're talking about.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched our last podcast, go back to episode 15. Yeah. You can see our great conversation with Gravel to Castle, Kenny.
Pretty crazy, and it gets pretty heated, you know, and it gets like pretty wild. We almost committed some type of crimes on that last episode. You have to go watch it to find out. Yeah. So I'm just saying, you never know what happens in the middle. You know, when we talking about like how to be a man. I don't know, but anyway, Mother's Day coming up. I'm the type of guy when it comes to Mother's Day. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, Mom. You're gonna hear this. I tend to get my gift like not even like night of, almost like morning of. Like I'm pretty brutal with it. Like, what do you tend to get like your mom? I'm just curious, cause I need to know this just for advice for myself. Like, personally.
I'm a flowers guy.
Flowers guy.
Yeah, I keep it pretty short and sweet. Flowers. Okay. My mom is one of those ladies who just doesn't want much. She like puts her whole heart and soul into it. She loves a little bit of sentiment, but it can't be over the top.
Yeah. What's up, Onishi87? We see you, Onishi, and Kenzie Reddit and everybody. But yeah, and Gonzoto and everybody. Hell yeah.
Yeah, no frowns in this place.
Yeah, no.
This
frowns.
is Smart Mouth. This is everything Hot Topics. You're on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify and everywhere else you like to find your podcast. We got a live podcast every single Wednesday. Between 6 and 6:30.
Yeah, sometimes 7. It happens sometimes. So we go every Wednesday. We're talking about two mild guys talking about smart things. And today,
sometimes we think we're pretty smart. Yeah. Don't get it wrong. Sometimes our ego will place it in check. Yeah. That's why you will see the curly-headed overlord every once in a while come in and place us in check.
You're like, how dare you say that?
So we do have like overseers and individuals in our space to be able to bring us back down to reality.
Yeah. Because
like, hey, you mild.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're pretty brutal. Even right now, like, you know, we're just talking about, you know, a couple of things that have been happening this week. It's been a pretty light week, so nothing too crazy has been going on. I mean, Q is unveiled. I heard about that.
Yeah, Q got unveiled probably, I want to say 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And
what happened there?
But not until this week did I see it hit a little bit more larger airways, where you see one of the founders of 8chan kind of get revealed through an HBO or Showtime documentary.
Yeah.
Pretty good amount of evidence to, or at least an enticing enough story where you really feel by the end Q's been revealed.
So okay, so if people are not familiar with websites, people on Reddit, probably know what 8chan is. But it's actually sort of kind of like Reddit, but like it's like 4chan is like 8chan is like 4chan, but like 4chan is kind of like a broke, disgusted, beat up version of Reddit.
Well, it's every time that censorship happens.
Mhm.
Reddit happens, a little bit more censorship.
Yeah.
4chan happens, a little bit of censorship.
Yeah.
8chan happens.
None.
And then you're at the bottom of the nuts of the internet.
Of Q, and it was just like not even censorship, it's just like free reign everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just how the internet evolves through.
That's true.
Anytime that someone tries to censor something,
Yeah.
it evolves.
Right. And the most popular website, Facebook, heavily censored, or maybe it isn't.
It's all a sprinkle from it, right?
Yeah. So it was really interesting. So like he's been unveiled. 8chan is already a place known for like spitting out random raw internet conspiracies and random fights and random things that happen on there. And
Got big through Anonymous.
Yeah,
really.
Anonymous, the most racist crap that happens on there. I've been there. It's crazy.
So you 8chan?
No, I've been on 4chan and 8chan before. That's where.
So it's the dark hole of the internet.
It's dark hole of the internet, and that's what I realized. Like I've seen all these people on the internet like saying the most racist, vile, disgusting things, and I'm like, this was like 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm like, I wonder if these people like are ever gonna come outside and start causing shit. They did. They did a couple of times. Throughout like Trump's presidency and beyond that too. But they come out every once in a while and they cause some harm.
Come out of their little hole.
Yeah, it can cause some shit. And it's really interesting because I'm like, man, like these people out there, really wanna pull some stuff on black people. I mean, and brown people. I mean, some people on the internet, like you'd be surprised. But anyway,
yeah.
That's not here nor there. So I mean, everybody calm down.
Yeah.
We're always about that message. Everybody chill out. Everybody love each other. I don't want to hurt you. So just calm down. So that's what we're trying to say. So what else is going on this week, man? Q is unveiled. What else is happening?
What else is happening in the world?
Joe Biden is unleashing his 100-day.
This is happening right now, right?
Right now, as we speak, yeah.
Okay. He's not gonna. I'm just baffled to see he's gonna speak that long.
Yeah, I mean he's speaking right now as we speak. A lot of times we get our news stories the day of and during while we're recording.
Yeah.
This time we're actually speaking about a story that's happening right now as we speak. He's talking about something we don't really know, but that's Joe Biden for us, man.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that keeps a pretty close vest. He's gonna just keep on the talking points. I wouldn't be surprised if Kamala Harris usually is gonna speak most of the time.
She probably is.
Can he do that? Like at some point, like the president can't pass off all the speeches.
No, he can't pass them all. But I mean, he's actually been doing pretty well. Everyone was like, concerned that he wasn't gonna do well. I mean, he still has his gifts and gaffes, but like, he's not too bad.
He just doesn't come out as often.
Yeah.
Like people always were like at the end of Trump's presidency, like Trump never gets out of the house. Trump's never doing this. Like, granted, Biden isn't going golfing, but Biden can't golf.
No,
he's too old, probably.
No.
He just doesn't get out in the public very often.
Right. What's interesting is that like when Biden comes to speak, it's usually like you gotta wait a while and like wait for him to come out and prepare statements and like come out. Like when something were happening when Trump was president, he was out like in
tweeting
the next
at 3 a.m.
couple of minutes later. Like that's why I gotta give him props actually because what was on his mind.
High rev, high energy,
and didn't give a fuck about whatever his press people said.
Oh my god, his press room must have been going wild
all over because like you can tell when he was reading and you tell when he wasn't, and he would always go off. Biden always sticks to the plan, so like you don't know what he's really thinking. You just know his team is thinking
right
all the time.
Yeah, it's definitely run by committee, which maybe that's the way it should be.
In a way, that's kind of the way it should be. But like, that's really interesting. So really, what we want to know is Kamala Harris going to be president within the next 1 to 2 years? That's what I really want to know because
I think she finishes the 4 years.
We everyone thinks like
not through death. I just think like I don't know.
Does Joe Biden just quit?
Actually, I can't say that. I think that she just gets voted in next time. I think he finishes his 4 years, says Kamala's going to take us to the finish line.
Yeah.
And then that gives a better opportunity to go having 12 years of a Democratic president.
Okay.
Right? Because then she can level it up and get 4 and then 4 more.
She can go on. Yeah. And that's gonna cancel Democrats for the rest of all society. I feel like if you give one party too much time, they eventually
it heats up a little bit.
Eventually,
the balance is really good.
Yeah, in a way, that's kind of like going back and forth in a way.
Yeah,
because you never want it for one side too long, but also you never want it your other side too long. So
that's what it is.
It gets weird. So yeah, man, freaking I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out, like, we can just have our talk about the way we talk about things.
Sure, let's chat.
Yeah, because a lot of times we talk about topics. A lot of times we talk about shit that's happening in the news.
Yeah.
A lot of times we don't really give it to the people. Like about what's happening with us. And I think it's one of those times where we talk about us.
Okay.
A little bit.
What do you want to chat about?
Last time we it's funny. Last time we tried to talk about women on the podcast, and I had like it went horrible. And
no, I think it went well. Was there a casualty after the podcast?
There was I mean, there was a bit of a casualty. I mean, so one thing you don't want to do is, if you're going to talk about your ex-girlfriend, don't have.
Well, she's currently watching it when you're live.
Yeah, don't do that. And don't have, don't tell, maybe a girlfriend that you're trying to talk to, like, to watch your show. That's not a good idea. Especially that.
So your current girl that you're talking to and ex-girlfriend watching the same show.
No. Maybe, who knows? My ex-girlfriend could be watching. Who knows? But actually, come to think of it, I didn't know we were going live last episode. And yeah, I thought we were just going live on Reddit, and then like all of a sudden they were like, we're live on YouTube, and then we got people texting me like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?"
You dropped in,
and then they're like, "Yeah, like we were watching this whole time," and like, "Oops, my bad." That's what's interesting, you get caught up in here.
Yeah.
But I think about that, and I'm like, but also like, a lot of times that's what we like to hide a lot of our stuff, like mid-episode.
Yeah.
Because like,
yeah, it's kind of feathered in, so we're like, okay.
Yeah, because like
it's a safe zone a little bit.
Safe zone, because not everyone's gonna watch it from like beginning to end, or they're not gonna be paying attention in the middle or something. And you can say whatever you want.
I'm just lounging today. Look at this. I'm just lounging.
We are just chilling.
I'm feeling like this right now. I'm dead tired.
Yeah. No, I feel like this is one of those situations.
Yeah, just lounging.
One of those situations that causes for like a different type of episode where we're just chilling.
Well, what we were gonna talk about though, we're both gonna lose weight for the podcast.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna sacrifice for you all.
Yeah.
I think we both realize that we have the ability to be like sex symbols and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not like a big ego thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you're a mild guy, you got to be like a sex symbol.
Yeah, and then summer's coming up, like it's almost June, and we gotta like pull up the sexy.
Like, I can't be able to rest my mic on my belly and be a sex symbol.
Yeah, I can tell like when I squat, like how fat I am. Like you can tell like how much your stomach is either in or out, or like your stomach's leaning on your legs, your thighs when you squat. And I'm like, yeah, like it's time. So we were talking about this earlier, like how we're going to go on a 10 pound run. We're gonna lose 10 pounds.
Yeah. You have a time period.
I'm set up.
That's gonna happen.
I'm set up for 10 pounds. How much are you set up for?
Bro, I gotta be set up. I bet I can do 15 or 20 pounds.
15, 20 pounds. Okay. How much are you weighing in now?
I'm probably 200.
200. Okay, so you want to get to about 180.
I play big.
Okay.
I'm like 5'7", 200. It's like, this is a thick kid.
Thick boy.
Yeah.
You've been drinking milk.
So I live out loud, and so that's where I'm at with my health right now.
Right.
And we realize that sometimes we're like low energy on the pod.
Yeah.
That's because we're battling. We're through some busy times in our life.
Yeah.
But two, it's got to have something to do with, I had In-N-Out today.
No, it has.
What am I talking about? Like, I'm not eating right enough to go deep in the day like this.
Yeah, no.
I'm on fumes right now.
100%. It has 100% to do with the fact that, like, there's all that cream in our coffee, and then, like, it wears on you.
Your lemonade was bullshit, bro.
No, it was complete bullshit. Like,
it did nothing.
I got nothing either. Like
I needed a little, like,
and that was the sample version, and I am not buying their pills anymore. Like, I thought we were supposed to get, like, brain power, energy.
Drank a coffee. I did that. I did the those Gatorade marathon gummies.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, to be frank, it didn't say that it was going to give you caffeine.
You got the curly headed overlord. She's going to pass through right now.
Yeah, curly headed overlord.
It's okay.
Hello, curly headed overlord.
We were just talking about how we're going to lose. I'm going to lose probably 15 or 20 pounds for the pod, and he's going to lose
I got to
10.
lose 10. So I'm going to give myself, a proper time. I can speed through it, but what's the point of speeding through it? I don't want to rupture my butthole. I think I
Oh
want to
my
give.
gosh, are you going green juices or what?
I think I want to go. I want to give green juices. I want to drink a lot of water. I want to do less on the bread, less on the sugar.
Okay.
Less on the fried chicken.
So you think you have like a carb problem?
I have. It's a combination, right? Because like my body is weird. Like I can lose weight actually pretty quickly if I just try. But like a lot of times I just like I want extra rice, or bread, or like I obtain carbs very easily.
Okay.
Once they're in, they're in. Like they're like, what's up? And we're staying. Like we're here to stay for
We
life.
we about this.
We with you, And then but like once I stop eating carbs, like they leave they just leave my body like almost immediately.
Oh, why?
Dude,
okay.
I felt my ass the other day, and like I felt like I was grabbing like a walrus's skin, and I was like, yo, like how you feel like that thick layer of fat on the walrus.
So you usually touch your ass to turn yourself on.
Yeah.
And then you touch your butt to not, and then you're like, I actually turned yourself off. Totally kicked yourself out of the
100% limp. And when I did that.
What do we got over here?
Why so many down with? We don't know, man. Like all we're trying to do is talk about ourselves and how fat we are, but people don't want to listen. Earlier we were talking about Caitlyn Jenner, so that's probably why.
Sure.
But you dig a lot of downvotes at that point. So the second we start talking
and
about,
we are tired today.
We are tired.
So I'll say that we didn't show up for this.
Yeah.
This is on us.
Yeah.
I want to put this one on us.
Yeah, because we haven't checked Reddit yet. Like, because right now it says 0, but right now the actual number might be like -5.
Wait, so why don't we know the downvotes? Why don't they give us that statistic?
We won't see it until after the fact. We can't see it through OBS.
So they were not feeling us today.
No, they were not feeling us.
Well, thanks
today.
for outing us. We didn't know that we're failing like this. I knew, but
yeah, I had a feeling. Energy. JYNX baby, can you tell us how many downvotes we have?
Yeah, would love to know. We're just two mile guys trying to talk about smart things.
Yeah.
We are here live every Wednesday at about 6:30.
Yeah.
West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and everywhere else you'd like to find your podcast.
Apple Podcast, yeah.
This is episode 16.
Yeah. Today we talked about a little bit of topics. Today was a little bit of a light week, but now we're just talking about fat guy stuff. And we're thinking we're fat. We're gonna lose 10 pounds. I want to say 3 weeks for me. So that's.
Oh, you're like really doing this because we did have Gravel the Castle on.
Yeah.
Last week, and so you're feeling extra motivated.
You know what? And that's what I want to talk about because we had Gravel the Castle on. We had Ken on last week. I'm feeling a bit motivated, and I don't want to. I can't have Gravel the Castle on and then move on and just be fat. Like that doesn't work.
Yeah, I need his motivation right now.
So we need to join the program, do it, and then preach about it to other people.
Because he makes you a self starter.
Yeah.
He makes you a love guru.
Yep.
And just makes you not like slither away on the couch like we're doing right now.
Yeah, and then he makes you not be a simp to these hoes,
Yeah.
And like he really talks about it, like how women are sometimes, and like listen, like don't let these women tell you who you are. Don't be a simp to these girls.
You're so right.
And be a king. Be the king that you are. I promise you, handle yours. And then like the girl's gonna be like, "Who this guy? I want to be with."
Yeah.
Him,
but I can see Gravel the Castle saying like, "Look, bro, don't have all your leg hanging out on live.
Yeah.
During dinner time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'd be like, dude, you're hanging all out.
We don't want to see your dick right now.
It's dinner.
Yeah.
And like this is a family show.
Right.
Been a family show since the start.
Right.
And but obviously losing followers by the second.
I mean, it sometimes we have the episode 16. So 3 weeks. What do you think? May that's like right after Mother's Day. So let's do this Sunday after Mother's Day. So it gives us almost 4 weeks. About 4 weeks.
Yeah. So my birthday is May 29th.
Yeah.
My birthday.
So you want let's get you fit before your birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
The birthday 20.
Yeah. The birthday 20.
Just looking cut.
And you got 30 days to do it. That's 100%, more than 30 days to do it. It's 100% possible.
I feel like whenever I watch those shows, they say that's unhealthy to lose that much weight in that much time.
No, whoever says that it's fat. What? It's not. Losing. I mean, obviously it depends on the person. Yeah, I get it. Whatever. But everyone can lose weight, and it's possible, right? I always go with this like I have this weird wrestling's mind, so like I know how to lose weight when it's time to lose weight.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like what I'm doing is not like unattainable. Like all it is like drink more water, eat less food, make sure you pay attention to what food you're eating because you got to have like basically poopable food. whatever food you're eating, you gotta make sure you can poop it out.
Yeah, you want greens,
Yeah.
heavy greens.
Yeah, and then you gotta make sure you have like a flow state of your food, and then
Chopped up greens, I guess. Smoothies.
Yeah, smoothies, and then keep drinking water so your food can be poopable, and then you just keep doing that and exercise, and then all of a sudden you're just dropping pounds. You eat, you work out, you sweat, you poop. You eat, you work out, you sweat, you poop, and then that's it. And then like in a couple weeks, like all of a sudden you're down. All of a sudden you look back and you're down like 10 pounds, and you're like, how did that happen? Because you're just on point with it.
Yeah.
You know,
I see it.
It's not as crazy as many people think.
We're gonna do it. It's got to happen.
Yeah.
We got to change our life. You can tell.
Because we need more energy on this podcast.
Yeah.
We need a better. Clearly this episode is doing horribly, and that's okay. You know, it is what it is. I feel good. I actually feel really good energy in a way. But you know, we want to do better for the fans.
Yeah.
Better for the people.
It's really about the fans.
We want to show up, and then you can look back on this episode and be like, wow, like I remember when they're late, like you know, they're lazy fatsos, and now they're energetic, awesome people. You know.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, and that's the place where we just want to get to. That's all.
Okay.
You know, but for our last meal, what are we eating?
Oh, wait. So, what is our restrictions?
So
I've already put myself on a no soda, no Red Bull diet throughout the entire year.
Okay.
And then no alcohol. But so I need. Should I go carbless?
So
I think carbless would do me. Like I think that would be the game changer for me. To be honest with you,
it will. Change.
I eat these little granola bars.
Yeah.
At this center that I work at, like
it'll do it to you
constantly.
And the
little chewy granola bars, the peanut butter and chocolate one is crazy.
And the sugar in there is like it's our artificial sugar. It's not like real sugar. And what I hate about those fucking things is they're just like, oh, like nature, oh, real, oh, and it's like total bullshit. And then just like everything is just like glucose, this, glycerin, that.
So
less carbs, less sugar.
You gotta bring my sugar down.
More water.
That might be my biggest issue.
More water is a big thing.
Because you always come out of here and you're like, this. You just don't drink enough water. I make you dehydrated.
Yeah, I'm dehydrated right now.
I'm dehydrated right now.
You know, and I'm like, dude, like I'm always thirsty. So like more water. Dude, you don't even exercise that crazy. Like you just have to consistently exercise. Because I realize like you gotta just consistently put the body in state where it's just like, oh, I'm going to sweat right now. Oh, I'm going to sweat right now. And then it knows like, okay, good. Then I know when to poo. I know when to go to sleep. I know when to wake up. I know like it gets you in a state of like body regulation. You know?
I like that.
So, and then you just gotta keep it consistently. So like if you don't eat bread, you know, today, tomorrow, and the next day, you can't just all of a sudden go to the fucking bakery and eat muffins, donuts, and bread on Saturday just because you felt like empty of carbs. Because that's gonna happen, by the way. You're gonna be like, wow, I feel hungry and empty, and you're gonna stuff your face with like fucking ramen and carbs. Don't do that.
Do that.
Keep doing it. Okay. One thing I learned one time, I was like dropping weight, and I ate like a whole ass bowl of ramen. All that salt water with the noodles, it just collects in your body and just folds and just like it sticks in your thighs, and you're just like fuck you. I'm staying here forever.
Holy.
You know. So anyway, for me, I gotta drop my ass. I gotta drop my thighs. I gotta drop my lower stomach, and I gotta get back to skinny. I think post accident, I got a little fatter. I was just eating.
Drunk driver.
You
weren't drunk.
I wasn't drunk. Someone hit me.
Getting taquitos.
Totaled my car. We didn't talk too much about that. I was heading to go taquitos. All I wanted to do was get a potato or avocado taquitos, and someone rammed in the fucking the back of my Prius, totaled it. Okay, we're not happy about that. We have to go get a whole new Prius, smaller one, but a better one, and has Bluetooth. We have to go do all that shit because someone wanted to fucking speed into me. Okay. So anyway, I got a little chubbier since then.
Bluetooth is like 2012.
I know, right? And my previous car was a 2010.
Well, I said 2012.
Right under it. Yeah, my new car's a 2014. That's why it barely has it. So we're just gonna get better for ourselves, better for our pod, better for our audience.
Yeah.
And then I gotta be on like I'm on new shows and stuff, and we're gonna talk about that later on, maybe the next episode. But like I don't know if you get people. The audience doesn't know like we're actors. Like we both are on television acclaimed Academy Awards, Emmy nominated actors. Like we are, on nominated shows actually, but not really.
Luckily for me, it's only on a docu-series.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's all I got.
I was technically on I think like a very highly awarded show. Technically. You know, I mean, you technically couldn't see my face, but I was on it.
You made it possible.
I was there.
You elevated the voices of the main actor.
Yeah, and then all of them. So, which is good, which is brilliant.
But then she got canceled, right?
Yeah, she totally got canceled.
Yeah,
which sucks. But anyway. But yeah, man. So there's that. Oh no alcohol. Alcohol makes you fat because not necessarily the alcohol itself, but the hangover food and the next day makes you fat.
It's your choices that make you fat.
The choices that makes you fat. What else? Chew more gum. Let's see. Yeah, and that's about it. I mean, it's nothing that crazy, man.
Okay.
It's not that crazy. I'm gonna stick to it.
I think I can do it.
I have no choice because I need to. Because when I get to a certain point, I get really angry with myself, and like I can't. Like it's almost like a itch you need to scratch, or like I need to clean my room type of thing for me.
It's so real.
Like it needs to happen yesterday, or I'm gonna be. Flipping.
I'm deep in the trenches. I gotta change my life.
Start flipping. Yeah. And it's just gonna do us better. You know what I mean?
We can do it.
So, this is episode 16.
Episode 16. Smart Mouth. Live from LA.
LJ is tired from In-N-Out. I am chilling here. With the brain food. The brain food didn't work at all. And we're having ourselves a good time. We talked about Caitlyn Jenner. We talked about Gavin Newsom. And now, this is one of those episodes we might end up having a shorter one, but that's okay.
Do you have any more rant you need?
I'm pretty complete actually.
Okay.
I'm pretty ranted out. We ranted last episode and the before.
It happened.
And I think we're pretty good this time. Well, we promise you, absolutely promise you, next episode will be even better.
It will be a 0 downvote episode.
It will be a 0 downvote episode. And we can only imagine how many downvotes we have right now.
We're gonna go check.
Yeah, we're gonna go check. So
Reddit, love you. We're over and out.
We love you.
Episode 16. Come at us.
Love
YouTube, you. Spotify, and anywhere else you like to get your podcast, baby.
Love, peace, and chicken grease. Hell yeah.